One of my recent eBay purchases is this stealth antenna with the small wire, which is built in a very rugged fashion. Two different styles I got in this antenna. One is a linked dipole, which is this one right here. And one of them is an off-center fed 6 to 40 meter antenna, which I actually have hanging up right now. And I've been doing some FT8 on it, and it works well. We're going to talk about that today.
Shut up and sit down.
Ham Radio 2.0, where we do reviews, news, and how-tos of lots of things that are new in amateur radio, and this is definitely one of those things that's new, although I think they've been out there for a little while, but this is new in my shack, new in my setup, so I wanted to talk about it today. My name's Jason. I'm KC5HWB. I really appreciate you stopping by the channel here. So I bought these from eBay. I emailed the guy and said, hey, I really like the way your antenna looks. I just poke around eBay for ham radio stuff at random times. And I said, I really like the way your antenna looks. Do you make a version that is more than 100 watts? And he said, no. He goes, no, I just basically make antennas that are portable, stealth-like, which means that they're kind of hard to see. They come, these two that I got come in this kind of blue wire, so they almost blend in with the sky. So if you're out in a bright sunny day and you're going to put this up in a tree or something at a park activation, then it's it's going to be harder for people to see driving by. But I don't know what size wire that is. It's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 22 or 24 gauge wire. It might even say in here somewhere. But it's this is the linked dipole. He told me that this version, this linked dipole version, which is 20 here, and then it's got two links that go on each leg and turns it into a 40 meter. He said that one was by far his most popular. I asked him about his off-center fed because it's a multi-band antenna that requires a tuner, and that's what I have hanging up outside right now. Now I'm about to take it down, and the only reason I'm going to take it down is because I want to hook up my KPA 500 amp to my Flex 6400, and this antenna will not handle that much power. I do like what he included here. And kind of take a look at this a little bit. This is a little bit closer look at this. This is a loop to hang it up from right there. Of course, that's an SO239 that he includes. So that's the antenna there with the legs on either side of it. He's got this paperwork that he sends you with it. And he says, this is our ruggedized dipole, now comes with a linked dipole for 20-40 meters for 100 watts PEP. Make the most of your 100-watt power signal dipole performance literally in the palm of your hand for $80.95. This antenna is a result of amateur radio lessons learned, one which is, if you can put up a dipole, you should. That's good advice, I think. These antennas were designed to take a beating. Check out our antennas in action on YouTube. Just search N9SAB antenna. Okay, so that's the name of it. I emailed him a while back and I said, "Hey man, what are you calling these things? What are they named?" And he's like, "I just call them a dipole antenna." I was like, "Okay. Well, that's kind of not what I was looking for. That's okay, though." That's right. So anyway, in his paperwork right there, he says N9SAB antenna for some excellent ham radio content by such providers as Ham Radio Concepts and Outdoors on the Air. I'm going to turn off my camera now. Just kidding. I've never actually reviewed one of these. So maybe he'll add me to Ham Radio Concepts' page. Eric's a good dude. If you've never checked out his channel, go check it out. Ham Radio Concepts. Outdoors on the Air, I'm not familiar with. So this is kind of a neat thing right here. He shows a picture of his antennas underneath a tire. And the paragraph right above it says, unlike other antennas with fragile center connections or other parts, the connections here have been double soldered and encased in a hard resin plastic mixture. Short of physically breaking the elements, possible but not easy, or incinerating the entire antenna, there isn't much damage that can be done. You could not even run over it with your Jeep, as I did. See photos, but don't try that with an infed. Okay. Under normal and rough conditions, this unit will last for years. It can be run over, hit with a bat, but please keep the thread protector on, dragged through a vehicle, and immersed for long periods. So definitely a rugged antenna, definitely a lightweight antenna. This will fit easily in a bag. They come in this little camouflaged bag here. This is not a waterproof bag at all. This is just regular fabric. You can almost see through it. But they come in this little bag here. The other one came in, this is kind of like a blue camo bag. The other one came in a more of a green camo bag, and that's the off-center fed dipole that I have hanging in my backyard right now, which actually this one's kind of, yeah, this is the sheet that came with the off-center fed dipole there. So the off-center fed dipole is $99.95, and it will work 40 through 6 meter multiband dipole with a tuner, of course. And then this linked dipole, he says he sells for $80.95. This is just 2 bands, 20 and 40, which are going to be your most popular ones. So if you're doing Parks on the Air and you want something else to keep in your bag, something that's lightweight, small, portable, multi-banded, something that's very rugged, if you go out and do if you're going up to a summit and you're going to be in some rough terrain, you're going to be in some rough conditions, these are good. I've had mine hanging in the backyard. My off-center fed dipole's been up for, I don't know, maybe 2 months at the time of this recording, something like that. Of course, it's been rain. We had some cold weather in Texas in February, as everybody knows. It survived all of that. Haven't got to the Texas summer with it hanging up yet, and probably not gonna, because I'm gonna take it down to put up a higher powered antenna. But I've been very happy with the performance. Made a lot of contacts overseas, made a lot of DX FT8 contacts. I am running 100 watts on FT8, and it's handling that just fine. So he says 100 watt PEP, and I guess that's fine, but I've got this thing to tune 6, 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 30 meters. 30 meters it works great on. 40 meters. And I even got it to tune 60 meters one time. I made a couple of FT8 contacts on 60 meters. It was only pushing about 50 watts according to the meter on the Flex Radio software at that point in time, but it was working, it was getting out, and I got someone in the log on 60 meter FT8, so I cannot complain. But this is a great little antenna for $100 antenna, something like that, for rugged work, small, lightweight, fits in your pack, maybe a backup antenna if you've got one that you really like already, but you want to try something new. I highly recommend it. And I'm going to take that off center fed dipole. I'm going to take it out to some Parks on the Air activation, see how it works there, because I don't currently have an off-center fed dipole. I have a Nelson Antennas 80 meter off-center fed dipole, and the 2 times I've tried to put that up at the Parks on the Air, the antenna is way too long. So it's like 133, 134 foot long. This one's about half that because it only goes up to 40, or down to 40 if you want to call it that. So this one's a lot more portable because it's not as much wire. You don't have 80 meters, but okay. If I really wanted to operate 80 meters, I could use my TN07 flagpole antenna, which will do 10 to 80. But the off-center fed dipole is good because it's multi-banded and you can hang it in different directions, and it doesn't take up nearly as much room as a big 32-foot collapsible fiberglass mast does. So let me know if you've heard of this antenna. Let me know if you've seen it on Eric's channel. Let me know if you have one, if you use it, what you think about it. Put your comments below, 73, and we will catch you next time.